Welcome back, and let's get started here. Now imagine there's a real adversary like the one we read about in 1 Peter 5:8 that literally says, your adversary. Now imagine this adversary is actually on the prowl, and that he's looking, he's searching, he's on the hunt. And even though he knows the group of people he's hunting, they're more than conquerors, and even though he knows that technically they can do all things through Christ, who strengthens them, somehow he's still on the hunt and looking for prey. Now let's go a layer deeper and imagine that God referred to this hunter, this adversary, as the seal of perfection, and literally proclaimed that he was full of wisdom, which are the exact words used to describe our adversary in Ezekiel 27:12. So, knowing that, who would an adversary that's full of wisdom hunt? And what kind of believer would be the easiest to deceive? And what kind of Christian would be the easiest person to discourage? Well, let me ask you, if you, in your few years of earthly wisdom, you were on the hunt and looking for prey, who would you target? And then, who would you just leave alone because you know it'd just be a waste of time? Would you attack the believer that remembers the things of God and what He's done in their life? Or would you go after the one who's forgotten? What's the point? Well, here's what the Lord showed me. That because I had forgotten, I was on the list as vulnerable prey. And if I want to be strong in my faith, I need to remember, and then I need to preserve these memories, and when possible, display them. Now there's one more thing the Lord showed me. So Lord, let those that have spiritual ears, let them hear only you. Let the good seed take root and let the rest be blown away. Here's what the Lord showed me. The adversary understands the principle of the mind. He hunts the forgetful. But he's also relentless in reminding fallen believers that God has somehow failed. He's in the full-time storytelling business, and his goal is to remind everyone and anyone, if they'll listen, that God wasn't there for them. And here's the proof. Think about your previous conversation with someone who's walked away from their faith, and in every case, I bet you'd find a person with a perfectly preserved memory about some story where they believe God failed. Now, the memory may not be true, it may be manipulated, may be a lot of things. But either way, they not only remember it, but are almost proud to talk about it. And sadly, some memorialize it, and they'll even display it at times. So here's the point. If I want to remain strong in my faith, then I need to find ways to remember what God has done in my life, which means I need to find ways to preserve the memories, and one of the best ways to preserve these memories is to find a way to display them just like I would if I had a trophy in a trophy case. This concludes this audio. May God bless you in your walk with Him.